Having a relationship with any person involves a lot of emotions and mental exercise. But while you're doing all the work in it, you're often left to wonder if the connection you have is real. There are many questions that arise in your mind to find out if you're with the right person. And facing these questions can be daunting at times. Sometimes the feeling is so strong it transcends your mind and you confront your spiritual self, and you're closer to realizing that the connection you share might be on a deep spiritual level. How do you know for sure if you're spiritually connected to someone? Here are 6 signs that confirm it. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting psychological facts video, where we discuss deep spiritual connections in our relationships. But before we start, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a video from us and are always up to speed. Now let's get started. Number 1. You're drawn to each other in a public setting. If you've met your partner in an unexpected way and instantly share a connection, there's a high chance that you were perhaps already connected. This could be in a place where you didn't plan or expected on meeting someone. You're just helplessly drawn to a person you didn't intend to meet in a crowd of people. Sometimes you may end up knowing more about a complete stranger before you even get to know them. There's a strong pull that you just can't resist, and you keep hoping that you're steering yourself in that direction. Over time, when you learn more about them, you find that those instincts that you had about them are being confirmed one by one. This is not just about sharing the same interests, but also the fundamental values that are deep-seated in your being. When most of these things align and you're both drawn to each other for the same reasons, it is very likely that you share a spiritual connection. Speaking of fundamental values, here's the second sign that confirms a spiritual connection. Number 2, your core values and morals are aligned. Do you get the feeling that when you're talking to your partner, you're essentially in a conversation with yourself? When you keep finding out that you're mostly on the same page when it comes to what you believe to be right and what's important to you, it's because your values and morals are aligned. This doesn't mean that you agree on every little matter or have everything in common. You can disagree on the little things, but you're mostly on the same wavelength when it comes to bigger, important stuff. Core values are developed over time through your experiences, and not everyone's experience can ever be the same. Despite the different experiences, people usually have a defined set of fundamental values that they carry with them all their lives. If you're planning to spend the rest of your life with someone, contentions on values are especially important. It would be difficult to picture a collective future with your partner if you do not share the same vision or uphold the same kind of values. Your journey may not always be the same, but if both your experiences form the same kind of convictions and morals within you and they align, it's an indicator of spiritual connection. Number 3, you communicate in silence. Oftentimes, silence among parties may become frustrating and lead to relationships deteriorating. The non-exchange of verbal communication becomes extremely uncomfortable, and it often leads to a misalignment of your feelings for each other. When you're spiritually connected to someone, the silence doesn't bother you at all. In fact, you spend more time not talking, but just coexisting without the need to say anything. Yet when you finally speak, you find out that you've remained on the same page all along. Almost like a telepathic connection. For people who share a deep spiritual connection, silence is an additional tool for communication. They don't need you to express what you're feeling verbally, they simply know your moods and act accordingly. This connection is so extraordinary, it will often display itself in times of distress. You may be able to sense if something is not right with the other person, even when you're miles and miles apart. If you and your partner are spending a lot of waking hours not talking to each other, but still feel their presence in your being and can tell if something is off or bothering them, or simply knowing that they're happy without them having to explain it to you, it is a sign that you're spiritually and emotionally connected. Number 4, you grow and nourish together. When you constantly have the urge to watch your partner grow and succeed in life, it is possible that you found a spiritual connection. If you're always cheering for your partner in the most authentic and raw spirit, it is obvious that you want what's best for them. And when you find that they're doing the same for you, it's a place that you want to be for your own good as well. Both you and your partner have a natural and helpless desire to see each other succeed. No matter what obstacles you have to overcome, both of you make sure that the other doesn't have to face them alone. This is a reason why having a spiritual connection with someone can be life-changing. If one of you is at a stage in life where you need to be lifted, your partner will happily and with all their might lift you up and bring you forward with them. Instead of being afraid of the problems that come your way, you're confident that someone has got your back and you're always in the right mindset to face what's coming. Number 5, you have no problems with maintaining your separate individual lives. When you are in love with your soulmate, you naturally want to be in their presence at all times. But this does not mean that you need to be stuck attached at the hip throughout your lives. Not having the need to monopolize you for themselves is a sign of a deep spiritual connection, and you feel the same kind of love and warmth even from a distance, no matter how long. Maintaining separate but cohesive lives together includes emphasis on self-work. When it comes to important things about yourself like your health, career, personal hopes for the future, you and your soulmate are completely comfortable with being uniquely independent beings and still spend your time together in happiness. You are always talking about self-improvement and giving space to them to grow individually. Recognition of boundaries. One of the most common reasons that relationships fail is when people let personal issues find their ways into the relationship itself. If one of you has had a bad day and the other is left to think that there's something wrong with the relationship, even though it's just a temporary state of mind. In a soul connection, you do not fall in these traps and let the relationship breathe and issues like these resolve by themselves. Establish roles to fulfill. Knowing and recognizing the roles in a relationship is important. In a soul relationship, you recognize the shortfalls and strength of yourself and your partner in certain aspects of your lives together and trust each other to fulfill those duties. You as equals have these roles established naturally and perform them with respect. Number 6, you find new things and understanding about your own self. If you're lost in life, you are often frustrated by the feeling like you're not finding people you truly connect with or someone who would recognize the person that you are and what you stand for. When you do find your soulmate and have a spiritual connection with them, you'll find that they're making you connect with yourself too, on a deep and emotional level, which gives you such a greater understanding of yourself. They help you unfurl your wings and unleash your true potential in ways that you think, do, and live your life. They make you question your own self, your beliefs, and it leads you to growing and discovering new avenues of your own mind. When your partner is the reason you constantly address your issues in a more efficient and effective manner, it is a sign that they're your soulmate, and in the long run, your nourishment as an individual and even the relationship would only be stronger and richer. Holding on to the spiritual connection. Being in a relationship is a tedious and tiresome process. Accommodating your partner's entire being alongside yours is definitely not easy. But when you have a soul connection, you often find that every little challenge that made you cry, sweat, or even bleed was worth it. And with every obstacle, you find yourself in a better position to deal with those things. In a spiritual connection, you feel safe and secure at all times, and do not worry too much about the curveballs life throws at you, because you're always surrounded by the shell of your soulmate support, unconditional love, and care. It is as much of an act of selflessness as it is of working on your own self. Some ideas are really life-changing, and for relationships, this is one of them. We would like to know more about what indicates a spiritual connection in your relationships, so do let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video and would like to learn more about the mind and relationships, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. See you all in the next one.